last night, I was up half the night because we're being lifted up out of the ice as the ice. Yeah, we've got 3 inches of ice now all around the boat, and it got down to 2 degrees. We could not hold the temperature in our little bedroom, which where we've got a couple of 2 electric heaters running, and we could not hold the temperature above 55 last night, or maybe it was even in the high 40s, low 50s. And so Louise and I were like under the, feather comforter, curl around each other, try for body heat. And both cats, or 2 of our 3 cats, came and who typically don't like each other, don't hang out with each other, right on top of us and right on top of each other. I mean, it was a 2-cat night. And but it's interesting because everybody in the marina, we were all talking about this over the last week or so. I mean, when it gets down to 0 Fahrenheit, we've never seen that before. I mean, nobody alive today has ever seen 0 Fahrenheit in Washington, D.C., and nobody who's ever lived in this marina has ever seen 0 Fahrenheit. And even though my boat's 30 years old, it's never seen 0 Fahrenheit. And so we were really concerned. Will the docks hold up? Will the hulls, get damaged? Will the water pipes freeze? Will how bad is it going to get? Are we going to exceed the power capacity of the dock? And that was my big concern. Was all night I kept listening to make sure that A, the water was running so that it didn't freeze up, and B, that the electric fans were on, because the power does go down there typically a couple of times a day for a few minutes at a time, because there's these ground fault interrupters, and whenever anybody plugs something new into their boat, it blows the whole dock, and then everybody's got to run out to the thing and reset the breakers. But when it goes down, it's like that boat gets so cold so fast. And we have we bought these 2x2 foot squares of 3/8 inch bubble wrap, and we've got it on all the windows, taped on. It's like we've insulated the boat, but it's 0 degrees. This is nuts. But we're making it through. But the thing is that it astonishes me is that nobody is talking about. And mark my words, 3-4 years from now, you are going to be hearing this in the press constantly because it's going to become conventional wisdom. Right now, it's cutting-edge science, and so you read about it in the science journals, but nobody's talking about it in the mainstream media. It's also nobody's talking about the mainstream media because the Koch brothers are making Republican lawmakers sign pledges and things, or at least the Koch brothers front groups. This is caused by global warming. I think it's so ironic. I was thinking about this as I was walking up to the street today, freezing my butt off. It is so cold that, wow, our building just shook. That's amazing. This is the demolition that they're doing next door. It just struck me that the cold is the consequence of our burning fossil fuels to stay warm. Now think of the irony of that for a moment. We have been burning fossil fuels since Colonel Drake discovered, the first commercial oil well in the United States in 1865 in Titusville, Pennsylvania. From that time until now, we've burned 300 and some odd, nearly 400 billion tons of fossil fuel and put that much carbon into the atmosphere, which is a mind-boggling amount. And we did a lot of it to stay warm. And what that is doing is breaking down the jet stream, this river of air that circles the Arctic Ocean. That jet stream that used to keep the cold air up in the far north, that's breaking down because it's warming up. And it doesn't have the cold rigidity that it used to have. And it's allowing this cold air to just spill all the way down to Florida. This is going to be, mark my words, this is going to be the new normal. I think this cold was, weird, an exception. You're going to start seeing it every year, every other year, every third year. We're going to have these kinds of winters. And we need to be adapting to them and getting ready for them because this is what climate change looks like. And the irony that for 150 years, the human race has been keeping itself warm by burning fossil fuels. And as a consequence of that, at least in the northern hemisphere, we're now being frozen. Because, and then the other terrible side effect of this is that when Arctic air comes all the way this far south, where there's a hell of a lot of heat still trapped in the ground, that heat radiates out of the ground into the air, that air goes back up to the Arctic, warmer now, and it speeds up the rate at which the Arctic is melting, which speeds up the rate at which the jet stream breaks down, which speeds up the rate at which this kind of weather becomes normal, which is not a good thing. It's really amazing. It's really amazing how we have terraformed our planet. And I mean, you know, we all know we've done that with agriculture and things, but now we've done it with our climate. And what are we going to do next?